Alright, I know I just made it, but I had a request for one from somebody named Queen Fair. I don't know how to say his name, but on my second video, asking about how armor penetration and shield penetration works. Um, I do have a general idea of how it works, and I will explain that to you so you can understand in my opinion, of how it works. Now, I have not tested this, and all of this could be wrong. But with that little disclaimer out of the way, here we go. So when you're doing your... That's loud, let me turn it down. Alright, Ship Design Center. When you're doing your armor penetration and shield penetration, um, it's actually different between the two, very much so, as one reduces or one increases. Uh, and you're probably thinking, what the heck is he talking about? One reduces, one increases. Well, armor... I need to go to a regular ship. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, regular ship, here we are. So, armor. The way that the armor works is it reduces the damage. Now, I've heard two theories of how it works, and again, I've not tested this, but one theory is that it reduces the damage of each shot from every weapon by the amount of armor stated. So if you had 3 or 6 points of armor, it would reduce every shot from every weapon by 3 or 6. So if something had, say, 6 weapons shooting at you, and you reduce it by 3, that's actually 3 times 6, that's 18 damage reduction. That's 18 damage reduction from every shot. So if you have a lot of health and he's got to kill you, if he's got to shoot you, 10 times, or 100 times, or 1,000 times, 18 times 1,000, like with this ship, if you look at the damage per round, its damage per round is almost 700. This is a good higher end one, though, of the light cruisers, because I've got the good weapons and stuff on it. But 700 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weapons. Alright? So, if I was to shoot it myself, just looking at my health, if I had no shields on, 21,700 would take, let's see, it would take 10 times to do 7,000, and then 30 of those. So yeah, it would take 30 shots to kill the ship without any armor. 30 shots. Now, with 9 armor on it, 9 times 7, because that's the number of weapons, I said, right? It was 7? No, wait, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 weapons. So it'd be 9 times 9, which would be 81 damage it would reduce from every shot. With 30 shots times 81, that 9 armor, and this is, again, I'm not even calculating the shields with this yet. Yeah, I mean, you could pull out a calculator and probably do that, because I don't have one on me, but 9 times 81 times 30, that's... God. I'm not even... it's a lot, because, I mean, you have at least 2 extra zeros, so you'd be talking 100, 9 times 8 times 3... thousands, yeah. So you're talking about in the thousands of damage reduction. And of course, all that damage is going to calculate to even more shots, which will also be reduced for even more damage. So it's actually more than that. And again, that's before you even calculate the shields, which will be, my shields are a 25% increase on that if he doesn't have shield penetration. But that is one way that I've heard that the armor works. The other way that I've heard that the armor works is that armor actually turns into a flat percentage. So 9 armor might actually be like 9% damage reduction. I don't know if that's a straight up, 1 armor to 1%, or maybe it's every 2 armors 1%, or maybe it's 10%. 9. I don't know. I've seen ships with like 30 something armor, so 1% for 1 point of armor might be accurate. I don't think armor is going to be that great on low-level ships at all. I think shields are going to be way better for those. But when you get to the higher end ships, which have lots of health, they're already going to take a lot of hits. Armor is going to be way better for you. Either way, if it's doing a flat damage reduction or if it's doing a percentage. The only difference between the flat damage to the percentage is when dealing with missiles. Because if you're dealing with missiles, then the percentage will be much better, where the flat rate per shot will be a lot less. And also, if you're dealing with fewer weapons but larger guns, if armor is a percentage, it will do much better than if it's a flat number. So, and again, this is something I've got no way of testing out currently, so I've not been able to do it. But either way, that gives you a general idea. The more health you have and the more shots you take, either way, whether it's based on round or per each weapon, and the more the armor is going to help you last. It's going to help you last longer. So armor is better the larger your ship is, the larger the health pool is. But anyway, and there are diminishing returns, I believe, in this too. So, you maybe don't want to go overly crazy with armor. Maybe you need to have a little bit of armor, a little bit of evasion, a little bit of shields. A nice mixture might work well. With this ship, I've focused obviously on my shields. I didn't put any armor on it because 21,000 health, even with me saying that, that's a lot of, damage reduction that I was talking about, in comparison to what I could get out of those shields, it's not quite as much, because this is still one of the smaller ships. But that 21,000, when compared to something like, let me go back here, like a battle cruiser. This is just a standard battle cruiser. This isn't even an upgraded one like that was. Where you've got 24,000 health. But you also have... Wait. That looks like garbage, actually, compared to my light cruiser. Why was that? Yeah, okay. I guess I only have a basic battle cruiser, so that's not a good comparison. Let me move out of here and look at ships I've actually got. Alright, that 21,000 health, though, versus something like this, which is 67,000 health, or 101,000 health. Or over at my tanks, I can't even look at my Crown Dreadnoughts, but they have over 100,000 health, too. It's something crazy like that. Armor is going to be really good for those ships, but it's not going to be good for the little ships, which have maybe only a couple hundred health or a few thousand health, like the frigates and, anyway, stuff like that. Shields are much better for them. Now, how does shields work? Because, again, armor reduces the damage. Shields actually increase the damage, and I know a lot of people are like, wait, what? Actually, no, I forgot to mention something. Armor penetration. So, say you have a weapon with armor penetration on it, like a laser. Lasers have armor penetration. What that does is say you have 9 points of armor, and you have 50% armor penetration. It's only going to look at like 4.5 points of armor. I don't know if that rounds up or down, but okay, 10 points of armor, it's now like he has 5 points of armor. So it's not reducing it as much per shot, or by as much of a percentage. Now, shields, though, are very different. If you get into a shield, I'm going to go back to my same ship I was looking before. Debalance, yeah. Edit. Shields give you a flat extra amount of health. It looks like, but it's not actual health, it's the shield power. So I've got 21,600 health, but I've got 5,400 shields. He's got to damage those shields and completely get rid of them before he can even hurt the health normally. So that's just as good as extra health. It stacks on top of the health. So even though this says it's 21,600 health, I actually have 27,000 that he's got to get through. Because of the 5,400 shields. Now, however, the shields actually buff the damage of ships that have shield penetration. So say he has a weapon, like I've got right here. This thing does 140 damage, but it's got shield piercing of 40 and armor piercing of 40. It's going to ignore 40% of the armor. So if you would reduce this normally by 10 points, he's only going to reduce it by 6 points. And with shield piercing, 40% of his base damage is going to be added to the weapon when shooting shields and only go to the health. So say right now I do 140 damage. I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to do only 140 damage to his shields, but I'm going to do an additional 50 damage to his health. So even though this says it does 140 damage, it's actually going to be doing 190. But only while I'm shooting at shields. As soon as your shields are down, I no longer get that shield piercing. So while that shield piercing is good, it is only good while my opponent has shields. The larger my opponent's shields are, the more damage I'm actually doing with this weapon. So every time I shoot him while he's got shields up, I'm doing 190 damage because of the 40% increase from shield piercing. But as soon as the shields drop, I lose that buff. I'm no longer getting that extra 40% damage. And some weapons do 50%, you know. But so that buff is only there while he has shields. The more shields he has, the more damage I'm doing. But I'm still being technically reduced, though, because say I'm doing 40% to his health. Yes, I'm still doing 40% per shot to his health. But the 60% his shields are still blocking. Even though they're taking the full damage of 100%. They're stopping 60% from getting through. So shields are still useful, you know, obviously at reducing the damage while they're up. But they're not quite as useful as they look. Because, you know, you can't say that 5,000 shields is the same as 5,000 health at all. Because if the opponent's doing 50% damage to the shields, extra or bypassing them, you know, they're doing a full 50% extra damage while he's shooting the shields. Those shields could actually only be half of what they look like. So even though this is 5,400 shields, honestly, that's probably worth about 2,700 straight up health. If he has stuff to bypass shields. If he doesn't have stuff to bypass shields at all, then that would be a full 5,000 health. So it's somewhere in between there. It's kind of hard to judge. With shields. Now, that is a large number of extra, you know, defensive power with shields, and I would definitely say shields are awesome for, as I've said before, lower level ships. When you're talking about something like a gunship, which has, you know, virtually no health, 900 health, it's going to die in a shot or two, those 300 shields might give it that extra shot. You know, shields are a lot for a little ship like this. And armor is not going to do anything. Health is not going to do anything. You know, evasive, maybe. You know, evasive's also good. But evasive and shield are probably the only ways to go with gunship. These things, they also have good evasion. You know, so evasive could be useful. They've only got 3,000 health. When fighting larger ships, that's only going to be a couple of shots. So, again, armor is not going to be that good. And health will still be on the lower end. Shields will be very good for something like this. Also, the weapons that are really good at doing massive damage lasers against light ships, the simple hulls or the weak hulls, they don't bypass shields. So these little ships, shields are still very important. And I wouldn't care too much about health or evasion or armor at all. Evasion or shields. You get into the destroyers. Let me just look at a standard destroyer here. This is just your standard Tiger. But again, you know, when a shield can be a fourth of his health, you know, that's still a huge buff to the character. Versus, you know, armor that might, reduce an extra 2 points of damage for, you know, 10 shots. It's going to be like 20 points of damage versus 1,500 shields. Hell yeah. And even the health, which might be, 150 versus 1,500. Yeah, shields are still the way to go with these things. Evasive, maybe a little bit less so on this one because it's starting to get up there. And then you get into the light cruisers. your standard one here. Um, Shields still work quite well. This is more, honestly though, you're getting into the light hull. You're away from the simple hulls. You're away from the weak hulls. Now you're getting into the light hull. This one, you could do almost anything with this. This is a good all-purpose ship right here because you can start putting armor on it. It might be worth it, especially when you get the higher end version of this, which you can see the health literally doubled right there. But yeah, when you have like double the health of this, especially with the higher end version, you could put armor on it. You could put evasive on it because it's still got some good speed. You could put shields on it. You could go any direction with this ship, honestly. A nice mixture is probably the best way to go. So you got something for every situation. You don't have any major weakness, but at the same time, you won't be super strong against any one thing. But it's not as weak to lasers already as the lower level ships. The shields are not quite as, ooh, this is the way to go. I need shields by the time you get to light cruisers. But it's still, weak enough that shields are okay. So a nice variety, or whatever you want with light cruisers is a good way to go. Then you move on to battle cruisers, and like I said, I don't have the upgraded version of this yet, but I'm assuming it's the same. I'd have like double the health and stuff. These are standard hulls. Shields are alright, but definitely not as prevalent as with the lower level ships. Armor becomes way more useful here. Evasion, you could go for evasion, but I wouldn't, honestly. I would focus on armor, or honestly, armor is probably the best way to go. Maybe a little bit of shields, or maybe a little bit of health to mix with the armor. There's options. Actually, what I did with mine is right here. You can see my upgraded ones, like the standard. Well, let me move this other way. Standard had like 15 armor, 5,000 shield, 24,000 health, 26 evasion. I went down to 16 evasion. I actually dropped my evasion because 26 I wasn't putting more evasion into it to just get a little bit. But my shields went up, and my armor went way up at 27 points. So that's my design for it. This is a missile one, obviously, but you can go for whatever weapons you want. This is what I put here. I went ahead and did some medium armor, some medium shield, large shield, and then armor. I've got 2 energy left, and why? Wonder why I didn't do that. Oh, because of power. Yeah, that was why. Power restraints. Anyway, but yeah, that was just my current design. And again, that's a non-upgrade battle cruiser. Now, when you get to the next level up with the actually, let me look at. No, I know what I could do. Fragments, research blueprints. Here we are. So when you get up from, this is the Raynor battle cruiser, which is the upgrade battle cruiser what I just had. It's, but a very basic design. I do, like I said, a nice, probably focus a lot more on armor. But then I get over to the Royal Oak design, and you can see the health jumps up, shields jump up. I'm assuming with something like this, that much increase in health and shields, which will help the health go further even, that I will want to focus almost primarily on armor. Armor is going to be a huge thing. It's already got 30 points of base armor. So I'm probably going to end up increasing the armor a lot. But with the evasion, I'll probably drop the evasion almost completely. But then again, evasion is good against cannons with this. I could go all evasion or all armor. I could go either way with something like this. But I would not focus at all on shields. At all. Or health buffs, I don't believe. And then you've also got these things that you can purchase, but you can't change them. And this thing's the one that I really Want to have an army of one day, but that's going to be a whole other thing. That's only from the elite Kraken fracture. Anyway, but yeah, I think I've explained what I would have on my ships defensively and how its stuff bypasses them for armor. So, hope this helps you.